This is a story about Alex, who fled to Canada after the Third War. This scene describes how she is almost at her destination, hiking through a forest, showing her thoughts about what happened to the world. It was written in 2021. The sun was already going down, showing the long shadows that belonged to it. It was glistening through the lower branches of the trees in the forest, making it hard to see if the path she was following was safe, because the low rays were somewhat blinding her eyes. Her shoes made too much noise on the early fall and autumn leaves for comfort, and she realized she was a sitting duck for anyone with bad intentions. Her experiences with the people she had met along the way were proof enough that those encounters, apart from some good and generous people, were mostly bad in this part of the world. Non-believers, freeloaders, thieves, rapists, and murderers, exactly the kind of people you'd expect to arise from the chaos in the world when everything shuts down. Everything that was ever predicted, what would happen when the world would stop functioning the way it did, happened. Long before the pandemic started and the internet still existed in its original form, there were already many signs of division among the population in several countries. Governments were not loyal to their countries and citizens, but mainly acted to serve their own agenda. Throughout history, promises have often been broken, but not like this, where they no longer felt obligated to the people they were meant to serve at all, resulting in more mistrust, division, and poverty, in contrast to extreme wealth. In retrospect, the main reason for the start of the Third War was the division sown by Russian armies of online trolls who created fake social media accounts with false follower counts. They were funded by Russian oligarchs and the government, who helped organize protests in several countries, using and influencing the minorities in those countries to provoke unrest and violence. Data scientists soon discovered that they were operating in St. Petersburg as part of a Russian campaign of troll farms, whose main goal was to sow division. The original goals for destabilizing other countries focused on race, immigration, and gun control, and existing social media platforms knowingly or unknowingly fueled the trolls. The Third War began with online warfare and cyber hacks, where those seeking to destabilize other countries chose an issue that would weaken them the most. What worked particularly well was manipulating entire populations just before important elections would take place, putting up left and right-wing political opinions violently against each other. The strong took over, which meant dictators, criminals, rapists, gangs, and murderers who became so-called leaders, but without taking any responsibility for the people who survived. It quickly became very divisive, as facts became harder to find than fiction. Authoritarian governments, often aided by propaganda, specialized in eliminating online platforms that reported facts and truth, even leading to the banning of books and the outbreak of riots.